Welcome back everyone to my Revenge of the Righteous Stellaris Let's Play. As I mentioned in the outro of the last video, I've got a lot to discuss at the start of this video. I think it would be a good time to do a bit of a state of affairs. So we can currently see the layout of the map, and I have a lot of territory but arguably not so many colonized worlds. That's certainly something I want to change coming up, because, well, it's a good idea to do so for starters. And we also have the fanatical purifiers right next to me, and I do need to get stronger, and quite quickly possibly, because they are an ever-present threat. Their fleet strength is still superior. That has changed occasionally, going back down to equivalent, and their naval capacity was also superior at some stage. But yeah, they are an ever-present threat, and I need to do something about that. One thing I could do is get a defensive pact in addition to my vassal, which is also going to help me out, hopefully, if a war were to kick off. Wow, their fleet strength has gotten quite good. I hadn't checked that for a while. It's even stronger than mine. Luckily, they are loyal these days, though, I believe, if I can find them in here. Yeah, there they happen to be. But a defensive pact would definitely be a good idea. The United Nations of Earth would actually give me one at the time being, but it may not be such a great idea because it would reduce my influence by 1, which I can arguably afford, although I'm getting a bit lower than I would want to. Possibly the biggest reason, well, in fact, definitely I think the biggest reason why I'm not going to do that at the current time being, though, is because egalitarians actually, if you get a defensive pact with them, they actually will give you more faction increase in here. So I do not want the egalitarian faction popping up and causing me issues. That would lower influence further, and I would have trouble keeping my population happy. So I'm going to hold off for the time being, even though there's a threat here. There is a decent chance that we're going to be able to get a defensive pact with these guys later on. We're not an awful long way away from getting that over the threshold needed. Now, since the last video, I did a few other things as well, basically moving armies into better locations and my fleet. I've even got, I believe, a corvette coming up over there in a bit to do a bit more exploration. I definitely need to start working on certain planets to turn them over and get colonizing quicker. If we check out my expansion planner, which I hardly ever use here, and stick on this population, for instance, yeah, there's not an awful lot of planets that I can colonize with this population. Those are all the dry planets remaining I'm aware of. So yeah, that's an issue. So I need to get terraforming. And as I mentioned in the outro of last video, some terraforming resources are more likely to turn up in certain locations. So that happens to be within nebulas. Supposedly it's twice as likely. I believe the terraforming resources tend to turn up on gas giants and frozen planets, which this system happens to have, and it's within a nebula. So I definitely want to get down there, and I've even got a science ship which is going to come over there in a bit after it's done that surveying there. Sadly, it's not within my territory quite yet, though, so I might have to get another outpost down there, and since I lack influence, that's a bit of an issue. There's only actually one other nebula near to me, and it's over here, so I might want to get an outpost over there as well and get surveying there. Also, the last thing I should mention, maybe, well, I can wait for that, I think. Let's get going then. So yeah, been a little while since I recorded last, so I might be a little rusty. Let's get going now. Okay.
System survey complete.
Independence guaranteed, and that's something I could do actually, maybe, to get people on sides. Does cost you 1 in influence though, so maybe not a great idea at the moment. Right, that should be coming down there now. Finished straight away, great. Okay, so I'm saving up for a capital building, I think, at the moment, production wise, and I actually need some food as well. So on Heka, am I gonna, no, I think I want to move it there, but I need to clear a tile first. How many governors have I got? Stick that there. Clear that. Okay, planets and sectors. Right, they all have one, great. Yeah, I want to start to merge these sectors as well. So that's going to be a plan coming up. Possibly long term, I'll just have one big sector down here. Since I need to have a governor for each sector, you kind of have to make them pretty big. Ooh. Well, hopefully it's the one I want and not the humans. Yeah, I'm going to have to decline that, sadly. Even if I were to get a defensive packs with one of these two, they might not help out in a war much down here should one start, but might prevent them from initially declaring it anyway. Hopefully there's someone over here for them to declare war on. But, well, I can't get over there now easily, so since they colonized up here. It's literally blocked now, I think. My only route's through.
Construction complete.
Okay, right, spaceport was finished there. Right, I can upgrade the food there coming up. So, scientists, in fact, let's do it now. Yeah, I should get some more of starport things built and start upgrading those. So, that one's going to be turned over when that comes in. Right, that's clearing. Okay.
Tile blocker cleared.
That's
System
done.
survey complete.
I think I would prefer the capital there, but I still don't have the volcano tech, sadly, so that's going to have to wait. I mean, I could not upgrade the capital, but it's pretty similar, those two, actually, in terms of having to get rid of science and so on. Right, let's take that off then. Let's make the planetary administration there. Okay, science ship surveyed over here. Doesn't have the level to get that anomaly yet. I'm tempted to look in that anomaly already, but no, wait. Let's go and survey there next. Right. Okay, what's that? Right, me, we're on routes up there. So, yeah, that one and that one are the ones I want to hand over next. These two are going to sector at some point. That one I'm colonizing now, and need to colonize there as well. I think this one I probably can only turn into a sector after I've maybe colonized down here a bit more. I could try add in more sectors to that. It might work, I'm not sure though. Right. I need to keep my fleet strength up, so let's well, I don't think I'll even bother making cruisers until I've got that tech. Oh, so 3 months away, so I might save up some resources actually. Okay. Keep the constructors going. Since we're surveying a lot all of a sudden, I should find some good resources. Hopefully coming up. Okay.
Research complete.
Right, cruiser assembly yards. I could definitely do with some weapons at this point, and I think, yeah, I will go for the rail guns. Okay. Right, that should allow me to... I need that, right, but I can make the cruiser assembly yards. Okay, I haven't got any names for these still, but I think, yeah, I've upgraded that at some point. So, torpedoes I've gone for, have I? Yeah, guess I'll go with that. Right. Still no words of when the next patch and the minor DLC is coming out when I'm recording this, but who knows, it could be have been mentioned by the time this video comes out. If it has, I'll let you know in the annotations. So, right, that is done. Okay. Right. What do I want here? So, I can't do much here, so forget that. Yeah, I should really focus on the ones I want to turn over. I don't think there's much I can do there either, actually. I just still want that in. So, yeah, just Hacker Prime and cruisers for the moment. I could build more constructors, maybe even more science ships, but the problem is this gets a real pain to micro it over here if you do that. So maybe they need to add, well, for starters, they could move this panel up a bit here. Might not be as cosmetically or aesthetically appealing, but be more useful. They need to do more elsewhere as well, perhaps. Right, add some of this over here, if I would. Cradle. I haven't checked to see if there's a mod on this workshop that does. Right. Let's get... Right, I probably just made something over there, did I? All of those are 2s. Right, that sucks. Someone mentioned in the comments as well, you can actually use a constructor on to build stuff from the galactic map. I'd completely forgotten about that. I have done it in previous Let's Plays. Sometimes it's not really worthwhile doing because, well, you've only got 2 options, for instance. So you can't decide between energy or minerals there. The value amount as well, I don't know if it necessarily picks the biggest value of something. For science as well, it wouldn't... you can't choose which research one is multiple of a research in it. So sometimes you do need to zoom into the system, certainly. Right, when you're doing it, but when you're lacking minerals and you can't build everything, yeah, that's when you really need to zoom in. Yeah, there's not much to do at the moment with that, so I'm gonna have to wait. Where's the survey? Okay, that's complete, and there are no terraforming resources there. I was kind of really hoping for them to be there. Actually, there was a lot of chances for them to turn up there, but I've had a look in this one previously as well, and I can't see any frozen or gas giants, so I don't think they're going to turn up there. I'm going to go there then, and if there's no terraform resources there, I'm going to have to go up to that nebula. Before I started recording as well, I did have a look through all of the AIs to see if they had any resources to trade, and none of them had any.
Construction complete.
So that's surprising actually, but yeah, hopefully they get some in the future. Right. They're both 2s. I'm sure I saw the 4 resource over here. In fact, let's do that. Get them both. Right. Right.
Construction complete.
Research station is done. Really? Okay, good. Let's get that next. Start to make some cruisers as soon as that's finished, if I have the minerals. Money's gone a bit low again. Okay, that colony ship is coming in a bit. Still making that. Okay, governing shift of ethics for the Nitraxi manufacturing. They're now more militaristic. How's that going to affect things? Right, it could have done it. Well, let's click that. Let's come out of there. It had it updated. I think so, maybe not. Right, luckily they're still loyal, even at minus 22. That surprises me. Right. Their fleet has gotten a lot stronger, so their relative power's gone up a heck of a lot. I'm a bit worried about them, frankly. If I lose their supports, they could even attack me at this stage. I really need to build up my fleet. So let's save up for those cruisers. Okay. Research treaty with those guys ran out. Okay. These guys happen to be very strong as well, from memory. So I think they could be my warriors later on, my battle thralls, if ever I were to get some of their population. I think they're quite a long way away though, so it's not entirely likely. Oh, can't even get a research treat with them.
Construction complete.
Right, hacker. Let's move across. Right. For the time being, I can wait.
Incoming transmission.
Research agreement for 30 years with the humans. Okay. How well are they doing on research? Not that well, so I don't think that's in my interest actually. I'm going to decline that. Who do I have a research treaty with? Not with them actually. Let's check it out. Pretty similar. Nah, I don't think I'll bother doing that at the moment. So
Construction complete.
I've got 2 research trees already, so Cradle. If they have exactly the same text or more of my other research partners, then there's no point, but there's no easy way to tell actually. Right, so that cost has been reduced quite a bit. Let's make that. To be honest, with the way the combat ships work at the moment, these bigger hulls, I'm not even sure they're actually all that worthwhile, but I'll go with it. Okay. Certainly a lot harder to kill and do more damage, but the value is the issue. A lot less minerals per shooty power, basically. Right, that can go there. Let's get something built on J.I.H.A.D then. So, what special buildings are available? Slave processing. Let's make that there. Right. And I think it's time now to add that to this sector. So, Naftigo. Let's manage the sector and add Moro. It's actually supposedly a big change coming up in the next patch to do with sector. Supposedly you're going to be able to actually go on a planet that's sector and build whatever you like, which is a massive change. In some ways it's kind of removing the point of sectors, but in other ways it's removing a ton of annoyance for people, myself included, about having to take systems out of a sector to make something later on. Say you put something in a sector and then got a ton of new techs. Well, that avoids that issue, and you can probably put systems into sectors a lot sooner if you can actually make stuff on them without having to take them out later, which actually costs influence 25 whenever you do it. So yeah, it's going to be a huge change, that is, and I think a lot of people are going to like that. I do like the sector system though. I think, well, managing like 40 odd planets would be an absolute nightmare without it, but yeah, that change is definitely going to be a huge improvement in my opinion. So right, that's going to come online. It's not counting towards
Construction
that quite yet.
complete.
Scientist got a new level. Research station, how are we looking there? Holy crap. Triple superior. Really worries me, these guys next to me, to say the least. Right, I don't think I need the engine on that much, so I'm not gonna do anything with that constructor. I'll leave it up there. Oh, actually, I've got survey over here, haven't I? So let's, yeah, get that. No resources that I want to see down there, though. Okay. You can see if it's within a nebula as well, because it mentions there the Temestra Badlands. Yeah, it happens to be a nebula. And you can see it changes the travel speed a bit. Not sure if all nebulas do that. I think it might. Let's save that for another cruiser.
System survey complete.
New contact, the Commonwealth of Man. What's that, a vassal, perhaps? Okay. Well, they pretty different to their kin, put it that way. Right, definite scum. So, what the hell? So there are two human factions, and my race does look pretty human as well. So, not sure what's going on with this. I wasn't expecting another major to turn up, actually. So these must have been an advanced start. Where are they? Okay, wow, they are a pretty big empire, aren't they? So there could be a check on them, if I could get good relations, and who knows, it might not be impossible. So, they are rivaling a variety. Huge negative, distance, neutral attitude. If I start rivaling up some of their rivals, though, yeah, that could be pretty interesting. Who knows, maybe it was the Commonwealth of Man who attacked their homeworld. Right, that's surveyed, and sadly didn't find anything. I'm not sure I'm going to find anything there. I don't think I will. Certainly not in terraforming. To do with terraform resources anyway. I still have a heck of a lot of stuff to survey within my territory. Doesn't have to be within the nebula. It's any gas giant or frozen planet I think those terraforming resources can turn up on. But until I find them, I can't easily terraform at all. It's just too expensive. 5k at the moment. So perhaps actually in regards of that, there was and is a very good ascension perk for spiritualists, and you can only get it if you're a spiritualist. I believe it's this one, Concentrated Worlds. So what it does is you get it for 100 years, increases pop happiness, growth speed, and unity generation. I could well have taken that as my first pick, but it's not exactly the most interesting of picks, arguably. I'm sure you'd much more like to see terraforming and psionics and mega structures. They're the ones which I'm intending to pick, and that's kind of the last pick it would be after picking all the rest, which you should probably pick earlier than earlier if you are going to take it, but I haven't so far. Right, not too long before we get another one of those though. Right, a new colony is established on Cam Prime. Okay, happens to be energy there. Guess, yeah, I'll leave him on food now, although he's not exactly well suited for it. Right, let's save that for another cruiser. I kind of wanted to get another colony ship, but I think, yeah, this is the next one I'm going to be handing over, but not quite ready yet. Okay.
Construction complete.
Right, so that cruiser, 240 strength, that is going to help a lot, certainly, in getting my power up. Actually, they're only equivalents. Naval capacity went down for some reason with them, but it's still superior on fleet. Okay, let's save that for another cruiser. I think we need it. I'm probably going to lose that to them, aren't I? I really should replace my outpost there. Where's this to? Okay, yeah, let's do that, shall we? I don't know if they can or will colonize those. The dry worlds aren't. It's pretty unlikely, and they're far away, but not impossible, possibly, which worries me. Okay, so how much was a cruiser? It was 5, 4, 5, 6.
System survey complete.
Okay, at some point as well, yeah, I got a bonus for shipping building costs, and I couldn't figure out how things were so cheap. But yeah, that's why. Right, so there's a good engineering source there. I'm gonna have to get that at some point. Let's get surveying down there. How are we looking on scientists? Ooh, that guy's tempting. I'm trying to think. Well, I need it for that. Yeah, but I have both of those. That's another thing as well. It's the psionics tech. needs the maniacal, or at least gets a bonus to a chance of appearing if you have a maniacal scientist here within society, so I might want to pick one of those. That may be the next Ascension pick I get. Actually, probably will be. Yeah, the psionics one. Okay, I think that's enough to make cruiser. Right. Need to increase my fleet size again. Problem with
System survey
making
complete.
a huge fleet at this stage as well is that I could be spending all these minerals on my economy and I'm not. So yeah, if you do get a peaceful start or a situation where you don't have to build up your fleet, yeah, you can be a heck of a lot better off. So it's not the case in this game now. Right, let's get down there to survey. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to relocate my outpost. I don't want to lose that planet to them, so let's make that here, and I'll scrap the one next to it as soon as it's made. Okay.
System survey complete.
Right. That's within my territory. Those aren't. What's nearby then? Let's go and do that one, I guess. Yeah, I think, well, I'm much more inclined now to get an outpost over here in this nebula. Question is where exactly. There, maybe that would possibly come up towards it. I could probably get that one's actually outside of it, so 1, 2, 3. I could definitely get those two if I stick an outpost there. I think those two is more debatable, but yeah, there's increased chance of the resources I need being there, so I'm
Construction
definitely
complete.
thinking about it. And there is reasons actually to make a outpost up here, perhaps. I had a ship coming up here, didn't I, before, and it looks like it's found some more worlds. Do you know what? Let's send it on another trip up here. You know what? I'm going to take a minute out to add more destinations and have a look through these territories, see if there's any hidden primitives.